Hey guys, welcome to another commentary done by Diggity on behalf of StarCastTV. Upper right hand corner we got Snow starting as the yellow Protoss. Upper left hand corner we've got Best starting as the blue Protoss. This is on Polypoid, and this should be an epic matchup, honestly, between these two. I think Snow's in a little bit better shape, but Best is... honestly, I think Best has gone deeper more recently with his ASL runs. So arguably you could say that Best at the moment is the better Protoss. I think on paper, Snow is better. But I'm going to say the way Best has been playing recently, it's not like I'm, oh yeah, Snow is going to win this match. It could be a really, really close one both directions. Both players, I think the way I would look at it is I feel like Best's macro and late game long-term decision making tends to be a little bit stronger, but Snow's Reaver micro, which is stellar in all three matchups, but in particular in PvP and his PvT, is a little bit sharper. I think Best doesn't get, and I don't know that Best gets the same value out of his Dragoons that Snow does. Snow just seems to have, I think Snow's micro is probably the best of any Protoss out there, and oftentimes that carries him in a lot of games. I can think of particular instances, particularly against Terran players, where I'm like, I don't know that another player of... he's pulled stuff off where I'm like, I don't think anybody else but Snow could do that at that level. Anyway, looks like we are seeing an assimilator opener from both players. Assimilator dropping a little bit earlier from Snow. We'll see if either player opens up with a Zealot to start. Looks like an initial scout a little bit earlier from Best compared to Snow. So Snow's gonna have, it looks like he is gonna send that probe scout out as well, but just a slight economic lead from Snow as a result. And unfortunately for Best, he's going to the bottom left-hand corner first, so isn't going to get the advantage of that earlier scout. It looks like Snow's maybe going cross map. I can never tell on this map because the pathing kind of moves it interior. So it looks like Snow is also going to the bottom right-hand corner equivalently, so neither player... We'll see if we end up with any adjustments at the midpoint here, mid-map, when the probes come across each other. Cybernetics core warping into the southern position. We do have a pylon blockade just in case some aggressive Zealot play was coming. It looks like we do have an initial Zealot being built by Snow, but no initial Zealot here from Best. That will give him the Dragoon lead earlier, but it also opens up an opportunity. Okay, we'll see if it happens. So the probe comes across here. Does Snow make the adjustment to go like, okay, with the timing of that, I think I should go cross map? Look at this as well. Citadel of Adun as a rapid follow-up from Snow. So he's definitely going to need to, maybe recognizing that probe scout. Wonder if that was a reaction to that probe coming across at this position. I might want to rewind it at some point and look if that was a calculated play from Snow, saying, okay, I know I'm going to be able to block this ramp, so let me go ahead. I know I'm going to be able to deny information, so let me risk it on early DT play. Now, the question is does Best respect the Dark Templar play and open up robotics, maybe go one gate robotics into Observatory, or does he try to risk it from here? Dragoon moving out is going to be able to push that probe away, getting some damage. In the meantime, the probe's sitting outside the natural expansion. Ooh, danger. Yeah, it's very important on Snow's part. That was spooky right there. If he ends up seeding information, that's game, potentially. But we do see robotics. It looks like it is going to be one gate into robotics for Best. Now the question is it one gate robotics into Observatory? That would be the chef's kiss. He's got two Dragoons in the meantime planted on the front door. Snow moving a probe in position as the Templar Archives is finishing. So it may be that he's just wanting to utilize that initial Dark Templar to provide map control to get that quick nexus. Jayun has done something similar. One thing that does provide, looks like probe got picked off in the corner. What the early Dark Templar does provide is a sufficient amount of map control. But this might just be a straight up counter build from Best, because he went 2-gate. He did go 2-gate Observatory. And what that means, ooh, and Snow needs to be careful with that Dragoon on the front. What that means is there's going to be a superior amount of units, and that Dark Templar is going to have to get out on the map and work overtime, because Best is going to be able to get a unit flood and actually the range delayed as well. That's another thing that Best wasn't able to confirm. He's got Dragoons on the high ground. But with the initial Observer And the superior amount of Dragoons, Best will be able to pressure that Nexus despite the distance, and still might be able to turn this into a victory. Robotic support bay hiding to the south, so he's maybe anticipating one gate robo or some sort of robotics play, and so he's trying to hide the robotics facility follow-up potentially, delay it a bit. Dark Templar moving up. Best sees it, and now this is unfortunate. Maybe the worst possible scenario all the way around. Okay, Dark Templar survives. If that Dark Templar got taken out, that was going to be the game, period. And look at the bravery from Best. So he's got another observer coming. Feels like he can walk back and blockade the ramp, so instead moving immediately up with that observer, despite the fact that that Dark Templar was still a threat, to get eyes on what's interior to Snow's base. We have 2 more gateways in construction. The observer is going to be able to see that natural expansion, and we'll see now if Best, upon seeing these 2 additional gateways warp in and seeing that he's got a superior unit count, if he just moves. So now, yeah, keeping this High Templar might be, okay, critical. We do have a shuttle being constructed. It looks like rather than just leaving a unit or 2 to deal with the Dark Templar with that second observer and then going for a crash on the front door, which would be very, very risky. If Snow had lost that Dark Templar, maybe we would have seen potential movement there, but right now Snow able to outproduce Best, so it's going to be up to that follow-up Reaver. And do we have a canceled? We had a canceled robotics last second. I missed this. Dang. Okay, so now Best actually, I'm recognizing in a bit of trouble. I wonder if that was to get the Nexus up a little bit earlier. I didn't realize that robotics had been canceled and then rebuilt. So now, 3rd gateway coming online for Best. Snow is up 3 workers. He actually, yeah, is getting his own robotics facility up. Best, upon having that robotics down so much later, isn't going to have that Reaver advantage he might have otherwise. And Snow starting to move out. I think it's still even amount of Dragoons right this second, but having that 3rd gateway and a little bit of superior production before the additional gateway comes online, maybe with some amazing micro, Snow can get it done. But keep in mind, there's a Reaver and a shuttle also joining, so Snow might be diving into trouble. Also, Snow down observers, so that pylon and this probe at the forward position going to be absolutely vital, where Best can just pin this observer on the forward troops to kind of get an eye at, first of all, what he's up against, and 2, whether he's going to be safe to move. In the meantime, Snow's opened up a 10-worker lead, which is significant. He's tacking on an additional gateway. He's delayed, trying to get an observer out. He's got the shuttle, but I don't think, yeah, he has no Reaver. So maybe just trying to hide that fact, but the thing is Best has already got full view of the base, so he knows that there's going to be no Reaver in counterplay. So with the 2 Reavers scooping up, let's see if he tries to capitalize on this advantage. We still have the Dark Templar to the south, and the observer moving out of position. That could be, did Best just forget about it, or is there another observer being constructed? Another observer being constructed, but okay, Dark Templar not going to commit. Might have been able to get something on the natural expansion. Snow trying to engage on the high ground, has his own observer out, but the Reaver is not really in this fight. Observer got picked off from Best as well. That's huge, because now he's not going to have the forward spotting he might have wanted to take pot shots on the front. Dark Templar also moving in, and with a lack of observer might be able to get some additional Dragoon kills. And that actually might help save that natural expansion, as Best crashing in. The Dark Templar trying to attack the Reavers. I don't know if Best recognizes it. He's now moving in some additional Dragoon. There's an observer making its way this direction, but several Dragoons getting taken out on the front. Best down 10 workers, so needs to get something accomplished here, but has a much larger army. He's got a sizable supply lead. He's also got Snow backed into that natural expansion. A single Reaver right there, so 1 versus 2. Shuttle takes a big barrage. Reaver redropping, gets more big spread on those Reavers. It looks like the shuttle is gone. So Reaver's been taken out, but the Reavers have been taken out opposite side, and now Snow has a superior army, a superior economy, more Dragoons grouping up. Dark Templar getting wiped out. It's 5-on-4, but with a closer reinforcement point, Snow should be able to defend and clean this up, and that is going to be a big game swing advantage now for Snow. With an army reset, Best retreating, down a significant amount of workers, and not able to capitalize on that Reaver advantage. All of a sudden, Snow really opening things up. 2 more gateways being added on both ends. As well, actually an additional gateway on top of that for Snow, and a forge. Somehow recognizes the precise situation he's in. Dark Templar being extremely valuable all the way through the course of the early game here for Snow. Are we seeing a forge opposite corner? No forge, but we do see Scarab up. So Best wants to get it done with the Scarab damage upgrade, which means, yeah, he's going to have to be the aggressor. Probe taken out to the north. Looks like that pylon's going to be left alone. Best's going to go ahead and retreat otherwise. Supply count's even, which means Best does, or close to even, which means Best has a larger army by some small margin. But if he's going to win this, he does need to start maneuvering sooner rather than later, because +1 weapons is on the way. You have the Templar Archives there, and that's going to allow this Archon morph. That is a big beefy unit to have out in the field. And slowly, especially with that worker lead, Snow is going to be able to eventually have a superior unit count. Looks like a Reaver inside that on the opposite corner. A few more Zealots on the ground compared to Best. And I think Zealot leg speed kicking in earlier. Yeah, no Zealot leg speed for Best opposite side. Snow also has the superior positioning. Is going to end up having the benefit of some misfire rates, recognizing that Best needs to come to here, but the Reavers can even this up, moving up the high ground, having some initial explosive Scarab shots. The upgrade not quite finished, still able to get a free Dragoon. Snow pushing back, the Observer looking to snipe the counter Observer to negate Best being able to stage some early forward shots. Now, here's the critical thing. Scarab damage just about finished on both sides. That's going to make the Zealots somewhat less effective on both ends should group shots be hit on either side. That being said, Snow might want to sacrifice a single Zealot to absorb a Scarab hit on Best side, trigger that, and then follow up with some strikes of his own. Right now, Snow up 7 workers and a bit of supply otherwise, plus the closer reinforcement point. Yeah, marching in the Zealots, initiating on top of this. 1 Reaver instantly getting popped on Best side of the map. Looks like some additional Reavers coming in to reinforce. The Archon pressing right on top of those Dragoons. And this Reaver just free to get beautiful pot shots on the opposite side. Doesn't look like it's sufficient. However, Best sneaking in. And I think he just got more shots off with the Reaver in the early stages. And there was just too many Zealots and too much splash damage from the Reaver shots. More splash damage. And Best all of a sudden, with a sizable army outside of Snow's natural expansion, 1 Reaver walking short, gets a big hit on several of the Dragoons, but gets a second shot, taking out 4. The cannon going to get wiped out. This is going to get close. So now the natural expansion exposed. They need to start attacking probes. Probes no longer mining at the natural expansion. Some additional reinforcements for Best. Snow also moving his Dragoons on the low ground, able to take out the shuttle, able to take out the Reaver, so it's just going to be Dragoon on Dragoon. A bit of a misfire there by Best. I think he took out one of his own Dragoons accidentally right there. The probes fighting for their lives now at the natural expansion, but it looks like with the reinforcements, Best is going to be able to clean this up, despite +1 weapons completing here. Reaver trying to hold the ramp. It's getting taken out. More reinforcements storming in for Best and getting additional probe kills. Best has now opened up a worker lead, is still taking out units. More Dragoons just rallied to the front. The Zealots trying to push this back. It's still going to be 3 on 5. Now 3 on 2 with the Zealot trying to do what he can in between, and Best just marching more units across. That's going to be a dead nexus as far as the follow-up. And where I was saying, yeah, I think Snow's micro sharper, Best actually showing the better micro mid-map to close this one out. He's got, that being said, Snow looking for 1 more shot at the Reaver at close position, trying to get as much splash damage fire as he can. Probe still getting whittled away. Zealot opening up the ramp, so the Dragoon's gonna, the Reaver's gonna have to walk on the low ground. We still have 8 hanging out at the natural. Snow still clinging on to this. So I don't want to call it yet. I thought that was going to be game, but Snow actually stabilizing a little bit. However, third base now in production. A probe snuck out way earlier and is going to be able to see that third base being built behind this. Best encapsulating that natural expansion with troops of his own. The observer, let's see if it wanders down to the south. It's both observers spotting each other, and Best leaving that one somewhat exposed to the north. It looks like it is going to get taken out. No additional Dark Templar, however. Best with his own Reaver and Shuttle now scooping forward. Wants to get some of that splash damage on the front. Drop to the lower edge. A bit of a delay on that initial hit, but it's still standing and able to attack. The shuttle has been wiped out. 2 Reavers for Snow in the rear, but very few troops to protect it. Now 1 has been taken out. There's still also the high ground firing rate, but it looks like Best, as far as the follow-up attack, just has too much and is now getting on top of that Reaver, which is in retreat. Still Snow getting some amazing value out of it. But it looks like it's just, yeah, Best just has too much at this stage, is now barreling in that natural expansion, no longer producing. A Dark Templar on the low ground might be the rescue, but an observer sneaking in right at the last second, just in case. Best able to just shovel it on and keep the pressure up and take the victory. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for listening.